Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Friday again, which means we are back with more Friday with Dannphan. I hope you've been having a good December recently. I mean, a good start to the Christmas season, best season of the year. I think we all know it. It's just objective truth at this point. But yeah, welcome to Friday with Dannphan, where we talk about anything and everything with host Dannphan. Yes, thank you. So, let's talk about some stuff. There is some stuff that I about, and then of course I'll talk to chat, see what they want to talk about. And that is what Friday with Dannphan is all about, naturally. So, first things first, the weather. It's cold as shit. And that kind of sums up the weather lately. We got that out of the way. Now we can talk about everything else. We had some sad news recently. I mean, really, really recently. Some probably like some of the most disappointing news I've heard in a while. Well, then again, you know, there's been a lot of disappointing things this year, but this is up there, right? Studio Eclipse. It's all over, man. Studio Eclipse is, from what I understand, no more. The Berserk project was not approved, which is really, really disappointing. There's a lot of people who have been waiting for this fan project, who are really excited about this fan project, wanted this to come to life because there's essentially no really good Berserk adaptation. What was the last one? The CGI? Yeah, you guys wanted a CGI Berserk adaptation, right? Done by a company that has only ever done mobile phone ads. You wanted that, right? No, nobody fucking wanted that. So Studio Eclipse came forward, put a whole team together, and was working for a very long time to get a nice 2D animated Berserk adaptation, and it was looking good. At the very least, it was looking good for indie animation, right? Based on the clips that they had shown us. And naturally, someone just has to go and ruin it by giving them a cease and desist. And they were trying to work through it with the company, with the studio, with the who was the one who sent the cease and desist again? Well, it just says IP holders, so. But you get the idea. They were trying to work through it and be like, oh, well, we won't monetize it. You know, it's just a fan project. We're just going to share it with the fans. We won't monetize it or anything. And they were like, no, doesn't matter. I mean, to some extent, I get it, because Studio Eclipse managed to bring the Berserk fans together, and they were offering the fans what they actually wanted, which is not something that the IP holders or the studios behind previous Berserk adaptation has done. And that's therein lies the problem, right? But this is really disappointing, mostly just because all the work was basically done. Like, they waited until the last minute to hit them with this cease and desist and tell them, no, you can't do it, actually. We know that you've been working on this for years. We've known about your existence for a long time. But now that you're done, now that you've finished all the work, you can't put it out anymore. If you had at least let them know ahead of time before they put all this blood and sweat into it, that would have been preferable. But no, you gotta wait till last minute, huh? Yeah, it's very disappointing. And it feels awful. It feels awful for the animators. Now they had also done Attack on Titan Requiem, which was an alternative ending for Attack on Titan. Did that one get copy struck too, or something like that? I feel like that one also faced some controversy with the IP holders, but the Berserk project was the big one. Requiem? Maybe it's still up. Okay. I think, yeah, I think it's still up, but they were facing legal issues at one point. I haven't watched it, obviously. You can tell by the fact that I didn't even know if it was still up or not. I had to look it up to see. But yes, they also faced legal problems with that one. I never really finished Attack on Titan. I want to finish it. I do. Mostly just because I enjoy hearing people from all sides talk about the ending without really talking about the ending. I mean, I get it to some extent. People don't want to spoil it for me, but I also don't care about spoilers. And I guess maybe you have to go into like autistic detail to really understand what's happening in the ending. So maybe that's why people are just glossing over like what actually happens, what's the nitty-gritty of what happens. But I find it amusing how like people either like really love it or really hate it. And then there's the ending in the anime versus the ending in the manga. And people talk about it like, oh, well, it's slightly different. You know, one is meant to be like sort of more melancholic, gritty. One is meant to be a little bit more happier. Very different tones, I think, is mostly what people say. Just expect disappointment in some form. Well, I don't know. What if it's good? What if I get to the end and it's actually not that bad? Couldn't be worse than some other anime endings that I've seen, because holy shit, have I seen some really fucked up endings. But you know how it is. Yeah, maybe someone will accidentally leak every episode. I'm sure eventually it'll get leaked. I mean, there's really nothing you can realistically do when it comes to preventing a fan project from leaking, even if you take legal. Like, first of all, you shouldn't have waited all the way until they were done to hit them with legal action. That's stupid, to say the least. Eventually it is going to leak online, and there's kind of nothing they can do about it, because they're going to, even if they can't share it online personally, they're going to share it with friends, family, whoever else is a Berserk fan that they know. And one of those people is probably going to actually end up leaking it. And yeah, there's kind of nothing they can do about that. But you know how it is. Why can't we just have nice things? It's a shame. It is a shame. Now, it's not the only animation news out there, of course, because let's see. Where's a good post that I can pull up to illustrate this? Gainax is officially no more. That's another thing, right? Studio Gainax, no more. Which is, you know, kind of a shame, but could be worse, right? I mean, we had some good memories. Other animation studios will pop up. And at least the rights to the works are being returned to their owners and their creators. So they can still do stuff with the IP. It's not as though the IP is going to the next greatest bidder, per se. But But yeah, good luck to everyone who was previously with Gynax. I'm sure that they'll be able to find more work, especially with the animation industry, or at least anime industry, requiring having so much demand for more anime. In my opinion, maybe too much demand for quantity and not enough demand for quality, but the demand is there irregardless, and I'm sure animators will be able to find work. And then the little last bit we can talk about for animation, news for animation, right, is Disney. Now, Disney is not doing as hot as they've once done once upon a time. This is no news to anyone at this point, and I've been saying for years that it kind of just feels like a lot of their movies are paint by numbers. You know, it's like they're on a random plot generator website, and they're just hitting generate over and over again to come up with new movie ideas. There's no innovation. There's it's really nothing. It's like a paint by numbers movie. It's missing the heart. It's missing the passion. It's missing the talent. There's a lot missing from a lot of modern Disney movies, I feel. And a lot of other people are saying the same thing. It's the Disney movies of modern day just don't have that passion, don't have that love put into them that a lot of the older Disney movies do. They don't have that research put into them. They're not investing into research to make very proper movies anymore, it seems. And, you know, I still remember even the 90s, you know, even 90s Disney kind of got flack for cutting funds, saving money here and there. But you can't say that modern Disney is even comparable to 90s Disney, even if they were trying to take shortcuts here and there. Because I still remember for The Lion King, which ended up being a huge success, of course, but they actually had real lions that came into the studio to, like, just sit around for them to draw. Just for that movie, just to get used to drawing lions, they invested in having a lion tamer bring a lion to the artists. And it's like, that's eccentric, but it shows that they care, that they really care about getting it right. And that care feels like it's just gone now for a lot of modern Disney. They wouldn't do that nowadays, you know? They don't care. They don't. But now that we have these modern movies that feel like they're lacking passion and that they're just being pumped out of a machine, Disney has responded to this by embracing that. Embracing that a lot of their movies feel generated. Embracing that they all feel paint by numbers, no love in them whatsoever, because we are now investing in AI. AI-generated Disney movies, guys! Yeah! Slop. Let's go. Because why would you course correct when you can just cut even more money? You see, it's the comical part about capitalism, honestly. Is like, you do something bad and your sales go down. But instead of changing what you've done that's bad, you decide to just fire a bunch of people so that the funds just even out. But I said it a long time ago when people were questioning whether AI would eventually be used in animation, and inevitably it will. But I very often said that, like, if companies like Disney could make animated content without hiring a single person, they would. They would 100% do it. We all know that they would 100% do it. Because modern Disney is not the Disney that we all used to know. But yeah, they're investing $1 billion into OpenAI, officially allowing its characters to be used in the Sora AI video generator. I assume that they're getting some kickbacks, or they're just going to start using it in their AI movies. We already have announcements for like particular AI movies being made, right? Oh, I forgot to plug in my laptop. No wonder I'm dying over here. Wasted $1 billion for an AI company when that could have been funded like 10 animated films. Yeah, well, to be fair, like animated films have definitely like inflated in cost, and there's a bunch of reasons for that because, you know, like I said, quality has gone down quite a bit. But like historically, how much did Snow White cost when you factor in inflation? It's like it's much higher. Okay, well, I'm not asking about the fucking live action Snow White, you fucking dumb search engine. Yeah, like I want to know what the recent Snow White cost. Get the fuck out of here. $1937. Okay. Budget $1.5 million. Is that after adjusted for inflation, or are they just like? Man, even Wiki is kind of going down in quality, I gotta say. Such a pain to find information nowadays. Because there's two different numbers. There's the one that it actually cost, and then there's the one that's adjusted for inflation. I want to get my story right. That's what I'm saying. Well, we all know how it turned out, of course. It completely blew up, and they got a lot of funds back from doing Snow White. But if I watched my own video, I could find better information than just like trying to research it all over again. But yeah, there's no point keeping this open. Just made it back from the dermatologist. How's it going? Everything is going fine, I think, anyways. Everything is A-okay. But yeah, so there's some recent news, but I would, of course, like to spin this to talk about some happy things as well, because I don't want to always be talking about sad things like studios closing, Disney investing in AI, or Studio Eclipse getting screwed over. I want to open up to talk about happy things as well. You know, it is the season for talking about hope and goodwill and stuff of that nature. Christmas season, that's part of the reason why it's the best season of the year, is because we can talk about happy things and whatnot. Although I hit you with this, I mean, this coffee tastes terrible. You know what it is? I like to put a little bit of hot cocoa in my coffee to make kind of an at-home mocha type thing. And what I usually use was all ran out. So there was this other like cocoa powder all the way at the back of the cabinet. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, right? So I used that for this morning's coffee. Tragically, It was not fine. Now, it won't get you sick for having expired cocoa, but it does not taste as good, which is surprising because it did smell good. It still smelled like normal hot cocoa. Tragically, it just doesn't really taste like that. So probably should dump. It's not that expired. It's just like a year expired. Just 1 year. It's not as bad, right? The mug is insanely huge. I don't know, man. I like it when mugs are like thick and not tall. I don't really like tall mugs, which is, maybe not what I should be saying because I'm always spilling my coffee, tea, water, whatever, all over myself. It's probably because I'm using these super not tall types of mugs. That's fair. But, I don't know, man. I like it. It is a coffee mug. It says it right here. Running on coffee. And Hallmark Channel. But it's not my mug, alright? I don't watch the Hallmark Channel. That's not me. Alright? You don't get to judge me. But it is an actual coffee mug. They wouldn't write that on a soup mug, I swear. Man. Hallmark is funny. They're busting out those movies like every year. Low quality Hallmark Christmas movies. But I respect the hustle. They know how to get that money, They sell a bunch of Christmas decorations and they bust out those movies every year and they make boatloads. Sometimes it's ridiculous how well they are able to monetize just based on this one channel alone. Now, to be fair, they're monetized very well, but they have a kind of niche demographic that will eventually die out. Which is to say that eventually they're going to have to change their format. Eventually. I think they might have some sort of deal with a streaming service for future content. But yeah, most of who Hallmark Channel is directed towards is that older boomer millennial demographic that still watches the Hallmark Channel and counts on that channel for their source of wholesome content. Now, when Hallmark Channel is gone, I still think that there will be a demand for wholesome content, even if it's not from like this old school type of channel. Part of the reason why I'd like Burning Star Comics to fulfill that demand, at least to some degree, for wholesome content. But I have not figured out how to monetize nearly as well as Hallmark Channel has. They're clever, They are, for sure. Yeah, I like mugs where you can dip an entire donut. Dude, definitely. It's such a shame that almost every time I've gone to Dunkin' Donuts, it's always been like a rude person working there that I have to deal with, because it makes me never want to go to a Dunkin' Donuts ever again. But in theory, I should love Dunkin' Donuts, right? Their donuts are great. I like coffee. I fuck with avocado toast, right? Like, it got stuff that I like there, and yet, the fucking people working there are the rudest fucking bitches ever to walk the planet. And I can't stand them. I can't stand going to Dunkin' Donuts anymore because I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of dealing with them. And they're stupid too, to add to that. But in theory, I should like Dunkin' Donuts. I understand that it's a different like owner depending on the location, right? Not everyone is hiring these rude bitches, but the ones that are, they're a problem, and they make me hate Dunkin' Donuts. Sick of dealing with them. What can I say? Hey, Yeshua and Garden. Really enjoying Slayer in the Wide Valley. Nice of Adam to put a thank you note and the fishy toys. Oh, well, good to hear it. Yeah, Adam loves giving out the it is nice to get a little extra, when you order something from a website. I think it's a nice little surprise, especially if you're a dedicated fan. And you are. So, did you see the Supergirl trailer? No, I saw some people talking about it in general on the Discord, but nobody put it in the reaction request, so I assumed that nobody really cared if I watched it or not. Yes, you got the Christmas movie setup. Can't go wrong with Home Alone. That is genuinely one of the best Christmas movies. It's genuinely a very solid movie. People say that they like Home Alone 2 better. I don't, honestly. I thought I did. When I was a kid, I think I enjoyed Home Alone 2 better because it was a little bit more fun to imagine being a little kid, like somewhere new and exciting, like in this 5-star hotel with like all this extravagancy. But as an adult, I compared the movies as an adult, and it doesn't really hit as much because I think that there's just so much that the first movie does better than the second movie. And then the second movie tries to also like really repeat a lot of things that were done well in the first movie, just like copy paste. And I really hate it when sequels do that. I keep on saying, like, every time I see a joke repeated 5 times in the sequel, I just want to jump out the window. It's like dying on the pavement would surely be better than watching this movie. I don't like it. I really don't. But there's some unique ideas in Home Alone 2. It's just that they don't stand out nearly as well as the repetitiveness. And the old man in the first movie obviously was much more of a sympathetic and more realistic character, I think, than the second movie Pigeon Lady. Because in real life, that is a crazy woman, and I wouldn't want my child to go near her. Quite frankly, she's a little weird. I don't know about that one, but the old man, it's like, oh, that's his neighbor. Sure. It's just his nice neighbor. His parents probably know that guy. It's fine. He goes up to talk to Kevin, but it's in like a church with other people around. It doesn't really strike me as dangerous. I don't know. It's a little bit different. It hits a little bit different than Pigeon Lady in the park. But I guess that is like also based on what your preference is as the viewer, which you find more sympathetic. Because it also depends on your own personal experiences. I don't know. How do you put in a reaction request? Well, it's on the Discord. On the Dannphan Discord, there is a section called reaction request. And you can just like post whatever in there. Been watching YouTube videos talking about it. Is there really that much to talk about? I mean, here's the thing I'm a little bit confused about. Is it connected to the CW Supergirl series? Are they both like connected in any way, or are we like restarting Supergirl? Because I guess that is like an important thing to know, right? to understand before you start viewing it. Yeah, I can tolerate the second movie, but everything after that is bizarre. True. Very true. Yeah, it gets significantly worse after the second movie. At least the second movie had the same cast, right? At least they tried to duplicate the lightning in the bottle. Okay. Let me look up. Maybe it's on X, the Supergirl. It's a show, right? Oh, God. Not seeing anything, actually. You would think that it would be like, okay, Supergirl. If I type in Supergirl. Teaser, trailer. Okay, I got a whole lot of nothing. I guess I have to go on YouTube to find it. Oh wait, here it is, right? Yeah, okay. So this is connected to the movie, the last movie. I didn't think that they were gonna do anything connected to that, honestly. But let me see if I can pull it up here. Get ready, because we're about to have this stream copyright struck. Whoa! Copyright strike! Let's do it! My favorite thing is getting my streams covered. It's okay. It's all right. It's not your fault, obviously. You want me to like comment and react to this trailer, and I get that, because I also like to hear people comment and react to things that interest me, right? I want to hear different perspectives on it. It is a shame, though, that companies tend to punish you for showing their trailer, which is advertising something that they want to sell. But it is what it is. If they can make money off of you, they will, right? All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, fuck that dog. Oh, jeez, it looks so bad. Oh, right away. Oh, fuck that CGI dog. Oh, God. It's giving me Cruella flashbacks. It's terrifying. Fuck. That's how we're starting? No. I don't want to look at the dog. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to hit play. No. Why don't you just get a real dog? Oh, no. I hate it. I do. I hate the CGI dogs. I hate them so much. I think they look hideous. I think they look so ugly, and they make my stomach turn. Just get a real dog. Maybe it's just this first scene. Maybe they could not get the real dog actor to lick this bottle. It's impossible, right? There's no way I could put peanut butter or anything on this bottle to get a real dog to lick it. We have to use CGI. It's impossible to get a real dog to do this scene. It must be a CGI dog. Okay, I'm done. I've overreacted. Now I'm done. I'll be okay. I just need to be dramatic first. Oh, God, I hate the dog. Stop showing the dog.
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy.
Wow, she's drunk and vulnerable, guys. Doesn't that make her more attractive when she's drunk and vulnerable? Don't you want to fuck her now? What's the intention here? What are you trying to say about Supergirl? Yeesh. I remember when Supergirl was a teenager. I don't think they're going that direction for this one. Or at least I hope not. But,
Cars are out.
You
hereby declare that 23 will be the best year yet. Let's be honest, babe. It's not a very high bar to clear.
I didn't know any of you were still alive. What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Her Tom didn't die in a day.
What the fuck? Did you hear what that girl asked? She's like, what's it like to lose everything in one day? And I'm like, what? Why would you ask me that? What's wrong with you? I like the music choice. Well, it's perfect for a drunk girl, right? Because it's something that sounds like a drunk girl is singing, right? Yeah. I'm still waiting for them to reveal the plot. You know, we're 1 minute into this trailer. They still haven't really gotten the plot across. It's like, okay, she's drunk. She likes to party. Yeah, but isn't she supposed to be a superhero? What about that part? What about that one? I don't know about that one. Might want to mute. Well, I have to listen to the dialogue, right? It's not a... I don't think you can... Can you do subtitles? Let me see. No, you can't do subtitles on X. That'd be nice if you could, though. Elon, get on that. Come on.
What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Her Tom didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
Aliens?
Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well.
Why
you guys?
Not on Earth.
Do you have this on your planet? Have cows like you?
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
I could never love a CGI dog. Like, I know they're trying to have some dramatic moment with Crypto right here, but it looks like a CGI dog. You know, it looks like a fake dog. I can't do it. I just can't emotionally connect to that. It's actually worse than a cartoon for me. I would be able to connect with with an actual 2D drawn cartoon character, but not this weird, uncanny CGI nonsense.
What's Superman like?
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Well, first of all, fantastic place to pause. Goddamn. Yeah. We're going for Supergirl being the edgy version of Superman now. I mean, everything about this trailer is like, whoa! We're going edgy with this now. But, like, it's Supergirl. She's not edgy either. If you want to be like, oh, Superman is not edgy, that's not part of his character. Fine, but neither is Supergirl. They're both not very edgy people. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you should just start from scratch if you really want to make a character that fits this archetype. And I don't really want a character that fits this archetype. I don't have a personal demand to see an edgy girl boss character. I mean, I feel like we've already gotten so many of those from the past couple years. But I don't really know what they're even going for with this one. She's on a different planet, fighting other aliens. It's the idea that she's trying to fight the people that destroyed her planet? Or, yeah, people. The aliens that destroyed her planet? Foreign planet probably makes sense. I don't really know. I don't really get it. I don't get what they're going for here. This movie is based on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which mostly takes place in space. Well, is this based on the plot, or is this based on the aesthetics of her just being in space going on an adventure? Like, is this the same plot as that comic? Or is it just... is it just making up some new plot based on the aesthetic of that comic, based on like some of the ideas of that comic? Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is a ripoff of True Grit. I don't know what True Grit is, but I don't know. It depends on the writer. Some write her as sweet, others as edgy. Well, I'm sure modern writers would want her to be edgy because they like the sassy girl boss type. I mean, it's the same thing with any superhero female character, really, is they always write, modern writers always write them with like this sass, right? I'm not like other girls. I'm sarcastic and mean. Other girls aren't like that. All right, I'll finish it. I will. Oh, is that actually just it? Okay, we'll turn the volume off now. Some of the action doesn't look that bad. A lot of the sets really remind me of like Guardians of the Galaxy looking type stuff, or like cyberpunk, dystopian Tokyo type stuff, which is kind of, I don't want to say lazy, but it is kind of beaten to death, I guess, in a lot of movies. The actress playing her is like probably fine, at least for the role that they're going for when it comes to sassy girl boss. Don't know what the fuck's going on with this guy. I don't know who that is. I assume this is the villain though. He's not really in most of the trailer. There's just that one shot, and then just her beating up a bunch of random guys. The action doesn't look terrible. I hate the dog. I hate the dog so much. If they were gonna do a CGI Crypto, I wish that they had just not included Crypto at all. I don't know who this is. No clue. Might be an OC. Maybe just an OC inserted so that it can be like a buddy cop type of movie. Because it seems like she's traveling with Supergirl in this movie. A bunch of humans putting their guns on her, oddly enough. What's up with that? Or are they like other aliens from other planets like Krypton? Do they also have like superpowers? What's going on there? How did all these humans get over here? What's up with that? I don't know. Let me see. What's the date on this? Maybe I can find Supergirl 2026. Maybe I can find plot. Ahem. All right, let's see what Kara Zor-El celebrates her 23rd birthday by traveling across the galaxy with her dog Crypto. Along the way, she meets the young Ruth Mary Knoll and encounters a tragedy that leads her on a murderous quest for revenge. Who? Is Supergirl on the murderous quest for revenge, or is it the girl that she met along the way? Who is this Ruth Mary Knoll? Who's that? I don't this DC Comics. Let's see. Ruth Mary Cole, noble and honor-bound warrior who will. Oh, this is just based on the actual movie. I thought this was a separate link for something from the comics. Okay, so she's the one out for revenge. And I guess Supergirl is just kind of helping. I don't, Hunt down the creme of the Yellow Hills? The creme of the Yellow Hills? What? I guess that's the villain's name? So, yeah, okay. Whatever. That's fine. Okay. Tempted to get my pirate hat for this comic. Yeah. She's from the book. It did predict cryptocurrency. Yeah, right. I'm surprised DC hasn't come out with that cryptocurrency, but it's like crypto, like the dog crypto. That's how you make the big bucks. You gotta think outside of the box there. But yeah, really want the DC stuff to get out of the mess it's been in for quite some time. Yeah, I mean, I can say that about like a lot of things. Really, have been kind of in this weird mess. And as DC, especially, obviously, I've read a lot of these DC YA comics on the channel, and that's probably the worst that DC gets. Well, some of the adult comics are not exactly winners, but probably for the most part, the worst that DC gets is probably the DC YAs. Oh, there's also the CW shows and the CW Supergirl shows. Whoa, that is something. And it connects to the DC YAs, so it's almost like they're the same thing. The CW Supergirl show and the DC YAs are like that, you know? But yeah, it's probably a good example of the worst that DC gets. And to be fair, there are less DC YA comics coming out now. It's been getting lesser and lesser through the passing years, and I think eventually it will come to a full stop. Because I don't think it's worked out well for them to keep on putting out this bad YA slop. By all means. I still have a couple left to read here on the channel. There's still some that I have not covered, and that would be great to cover, obviously. Next year, I'll definitely be busting some of those out, some more read-throughs. Let me see if there's any new DC YA comics to look forward to that come out next year. Because they are lesser and lesser, and I think we might be reaching the end of the publication entirely. Okay. There are some for 2026. There's 3. There are 3 listed for 2026. Just 3. Galaxy 2, As the World Falls Down. Fucking, of course, Galaxy, the Prettiest Star also has this. As if it wasn't bad enough, Nubia got a sequel, Galaxy, the Prettiest, that gets a sequel too? Fuck out of here. That's probably just because people hated them both so much. If you know, if you don't know, I put those both at like the highest of cringe ratings. They were some of the worst that DCYA had to offer. Both very terrible. Let's see. What else is coming out? Orion. I don't know anything about that one. This name looks familiar, though. Oh, this is the same person who wrote the Barda, which I also didn't cover on the channel. But they brought this person back to write another one, which has happened multiple times before, of course. Kami Garcia is the biggest example of that happening. They keep on bringing Kami Garcia back to write more DCYA graphic novels. And they're probably the better of the writers when it comes to DCYA. I actually don't have as much of a problem with Kami Garcia. It's cringe. It's still cringe, but it's like kind of normal cringe. It's kind of CW type of cringe, whereas everything else just takes it to such an extreme. And they are coming out with another DCYA in 2026, Teen Titans Together, which I assume is taking all of these different origins that she's been writing for the YAs and then bringing all the characters together, hence the name Titans Together. Now let me figure out who Orion is, because this fucking guy, what? This fucking guy. Oh, no. Hang on. Let me share my screen. It occurs to me that you can't see what I'm actually looking at. There it is. This fucking guy. Okay, the art, to be fair, the art is not that bad looking. It does look a little bit cartoonish and silly Billy, but that's kind of what I just expect for these DCYAs. This is to be expected. But this character, I believe, was in the DC Pride, one of the worst DC Prides that we've read on the channel. He was not gay, to be perfectly honest. He was just like normie guy, and then gay Aquaman was just following him around. If this is not the same character, then I gotta say they look almost exactly alike, both in art style as well as character design. If I'm mistaking this, then that in of itself is a bad sign for DC, because they look very similar. If I'm thinking of the same guy, it's the only way that it makes sense. Okay, so this is also coming out. It does it looks similar as far as art style to Barter, but I think this actually looks better. It's the same artist though, from what I understand. I think it is the same artist. Does it say? She calls Orion the new emo king. All right, buddy. Let's calm down. Oh, fuck. Yes, author and illustrator. That's what I thought. It's the author, this particular author also illustrates the comics, which is why you would want them to work on a DCYA, because you don't have to pay them as much as actually hiring a writer and an artist. You can just get them both in the same package. Fucking genius, right? That's why that's what the manga industry loves, is that you can get them both in the same package. You don't have to worry about that profit split. This art looks better than the art for Barda, though. That's why I bring it up, is because I knew that it was the same person, because I don't know how I even remembered that it was a writer and illustrator. But let me bring up Barda to show you, because this art actually does look better than Barda, even though it is the same. Yeah, Barda looks fucking terrible. Look at this. Look at this fucking face. Not good. Not good at all. This is... I mean, like, it's not the worst I've ever seen. It's not. It's not the worst. But it's not great. And then you get to this. This actually doesn't look that bad. Comparatively, I almost think that she's better at drawing men than women. Now, his elbows are a little bit fucked up. It's all right. That's all right. For the most part, it looks about right. You know, you squint your eyes a little bit and you're like, okay, that's about right. I think this looks better. I think I sense improvement in this artist. Granted, I still think it looks, very cartoony, silly Billy. But I get it. It's a DCYA. you're looking for a DCYA. You're looking for a DCYA like type of art style. You're looking for that low IQ kind of, But this looks bad. This looks bad comparative to this. I think this is an improvement. Even if it's a slight improvement, it's an improvement, and I gotta give props where they're due. You gotta mention when you see improvement. Otherwise, people won't know. But yes. So those are the 3 DCYAs that are coming out next year. There is only 3 slated for next year. That is Galaxy 2, Orion, and Teen Titans Together. And that's it. And honestly, I would be surprised if there were any announced for 2027. Because I think that we might just be stopping. Like, once 2026 is up, I think that we might just end DCYA forever. That's my theory. Because I don't really see any reason for DC to continue with this. It's not working. It's not working. They're not getting their money back. You might as well just, cut it. Cut it where you got it, End of DCYA, praise God. It's not confirmed, but that is my theory. I think that we are slowing down, and eventually it will end. I mean, look at Marvel. They ended the biggest cringe webcomic of all time, Avengers Academy. Is this a sign? Is this a sign? Is the cringe ending? Avengers Academy? Canceled, right? DCYA? Are we cutting this? Are we just getting whatever comics are already slated, already paid for? Are we just getting those out and then cutting this dry? I hope we are. I think maybe this is a sign that we are. Who knows? I'm gonna wait and see how it turns out. But yeah, it could be a good sign. Granted, it has brought much joy to the Dannphan channel. It has. It's been very fun making fun of a lot of these terrible comics. And we'll still have comics to make fun of. Granted, we have not finished all of the DCYAs. We probably will by 2026. We'll probably get through all of them. And we still have to read through the rest of Avengers Academy because we haven't reached the end of that. It's required that I reach the end. But yeah, after that, I think that'll be the end of the majority of cringe that is being put out. And then we'll have to search for more. And I know where to find more. And if Marvel doesn't put it out, if DC doesn't put it out, I know where I must go. That's the scariest part, is that I know where I must go. Because I know that I gotta go to Webtoon. If I must get it from somewhere, it must be Webtoon. And I know people who love reading cringe on Webtoon who could definitely set me up with things to read here on the channel. If I have to do it, that's where I gotta go. I know I've got to return to the dark place. I know it's gotta happen. But in all seriousness, what I would like to do, if we can't do the cringe read-throughs, obviously that's not my only content. I love doing the indie comic reviews. In fact, people still contact me for reviewing their own comics. And there's a lot of really interesting stuff out there. For sure, coming from indie comics. There's a lot of guests I'd like to have, quite frankly. I know that I was trying to set up Comic Talk Tuesday at one point. But apparently just nobody wants to talk on a Tuesday. So, of course, what might end up happening instead is I might just keep on having guests on the Friday streams because, in a way, for whatever reason, people seem much more open to coming on these streams, the Friday streams, maybe just because they're consistent. Consistent, right? Sometimes I cancel the Friday streams too, but they're more consistent than any other stream that I do. So I can understand that. There's a couple different people that I'd like to have on. Obviously, like some people in the indie manga crowd, really interesting folks out there. They're doing good work, honestly. Really, really professional style work, and there's some people who've been on before that I'd like to have on again just to catch up and just talk about, like, hey, what have you been doing since we last talked? You know? But yeah, I think that could be something fun that we can definitely do for the Friday streams anyway. I know that a lot of you maybe prefer to just have me on here because I talk directly to chat. And when I have a guest on, it's more like I'm talking directly to them. I have to like remind myself to also read chat because I can get really sucked into a conversation, especially when it's something that I'm super interested in, right? That's tough. When I'm really, really interested and invested in a conversation, I just get that tunnel vision. But of course, I will have to like set reminders, like read through chat and don't neglect them, you know? Especially when you get super chatters, of course. Which reminds me, I didn't even notice this one at work, but I will catch a rerun. Sorry. Thank you, man, Carrie. Very, very cool, bro. Sorry, how did I miss that one? That one must have flew by while I was watching the Supergirl trailer or something for me to not notice that one. It's a good thing that I did. It's on like a separate section on StreamYard so that I can notice when I've missed something. Whew, good thing too. Good thing. But yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, well, anyway, I think having guests on for the weekly Friday streams would be pretty exciting. It also helps me on a personal level connect with some of the artists. Sometimes I get like really in my own bubble and I don't reach out as much as I wish that I would. But obviously, I want to, one of the things, my New Year's resolutions, right? I'm already thinking about them as we get closer and closer to the end of December. One of the New Year's resolutions that I want to do, that I want to achieve, is collaborating with more artists out there, with more indie comics people, especially. Not that I'm completely like, not that I'm cutting off people who do comics professionally or anything like that, but there's a lot of indie comics people out there that I would like to help elevate, as well as help myself get elevated by doing these collaborations. And there's one project in particular that I'm working on for next year that is a very big indie collaborative project that I think will turn out to be pretty cool. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes as we come closer and closer to doing that. But yeah, that's one of my big resolutions for 2026. I want to collaborate more, talk with other indie people out there, have them on the channel, and also, you know, people that I like. I think I get a little bit, I don't know, prickly when strangers come up to me and I don't know them and I don't know their work, but they just want to be on my channel because they think that'll bring them great success or something. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't really know you. I mean, like, I don't know your work or anything. Like, how am I supposed to advocate for people that I don't know anything about? Just doesn't add up, you know? Hey, Chest High Walls, what is up? You and others have such strong feelings about this new Supergirl movie. How would you feel about doing a read-through of the comic it's based on? That's a really interesting question. Is it good? Is it a good comic? I don't know. That's a really interesting question, though. You might learn to appreciate it more, or you might hate it even more. Either way, it could be interesting. I know we have access to it through our shared resources. That's right. That's right. We do have the DC subscription. Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, it's not as though I've consumed a lot of Superman or Supergirl content. So, you know, don't misinterpret this as me being some like crazy super fan who can't accept anything different or anything like that. It's just that there are certain aesthetics that certain people are attracted to, and I'm less attracted to this type of aesthetic that they're going for. In a way, when it comes to girls that are like really independent and can do cool stuff, I think I lean more towards like the Kim Possible aesthetic of that, where it's like, yes, she is super talented, she can do all this neat stuff, but she still has like specific flaws, specific places where she falters on, and then like, you know, she is not afraid to act girly, I guess. I like the girly type of girl boss, I guess. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I mean when I say that? Like a girly type of girl boss? I don't like it when girls try to act like guys. Like, what makes a guy look cool does not make a girl look cool. It's like kind of different. They hit differently depending on the gender. A guy getting drunk, that might be like funny and cool. But then like a girl getting drunk, it's like, what are you, a whore? What are you doing? Get your life together. I don't know, man. Granted, I can't really think of any guys getting drunk that I think are that cool either. I guess I don't think either one is cool. I don't find drunkenness to be a very cool thing. Someone like Bayonetta or Sailor Moon. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually, someone like Sailor Moon. That does kind of sum it up. Like a girly type of girl boss. For lack of being able to articulate it as well. I just generally, not that it can't be cool, not that it's impossible to get it right and convince me and make me a believer, but in just generally speaking, I like it when girls act like girls and guys act like guys. Just, you know, general blanket statement, umbrella statement. There are a bunch of different specifics and exceptions under that, but in general, that's my feelings, I guess. Drunk people can be scary. That's a good point. They can be scary. They can be annoying, mostly. I think in real life, I find drunk people being annoying more than anything. They make me angry. But I don't think, oh man, that's cool. I wish I was as drunk and my life was as bad as this person. So cool and edgy. Look at this person getting drunk. Wish I was like that. No, it's, you know, that's not really me. But I mean, if they get it right, if it's good, right? It doesn't matter what I prefer. If people like it, then by all means. I thought the Comic Tuesday streams were pre-recorded. Well, some of them were. That was the thing. A lot of the Comic Talk Tuesdays were pre-recorded because people couldn't... They just... As far as timing goes, they we had difficulty scheduling, I guess. So a lot of them I wanted to keep it as consistent as possible, so I recorded it at a different time because nobody could meet on the actual day. That's what I mean, I guess. So for whatever reason, people are just more free on these Fridays, you know? Drunk people can also soil themselves. Very cool and edgy. It's very funny. A drunk person with superpowers is a complete nightmare. No, yeah, absolutely right. She does still have her superpowers. They showed us that she's still got super strength and everything in the trailer, so I guess that is super dangerous. Isn't that right? All right. Another thing, obviously, on the list of New Year's resolutions is I want to continue my art journey, right? I've been getting into doing these morning drawing exercises. Obviously, if you follow me on Twitter, I've been posting quick poses almost every morning. Not every morning, but, you know, close. Give me a break, right? But almost every morning I've been posting the quick poses, which is this challenge of you flash like an image of a model in a particular pose, and you have to draw them in 60 seconds, or do your best to like draw the general pose in 60 seconds. And I think those have been interesting, to say the least. I do think they've been a pretty helpful exercise, and as I learn more about like anatomy and gesture, I think they're getting better and in general improving. And I've also been improving at just drawing characters very quickly, which is very helpful in comics. Let me tell you, it's very helpful when it comes to comics. But yeah. So I'd like to also expand and do more exercises, similar exercises for like stuff like perspective, backgrounds. I'm gonna be struggling with backgrounds. I can tell you that much. I'm already struggling with them. To be fair, they're looking better than book one. They are looking better than book one, but they're still difficult. They're always going to be difficult. I've been looking at some, you know, how YouTube, every now and then YouTube will start recommending me like all these different random drawing advice videos. And to be fair, they're better recommendations than they used to be. The recommendations YouTube used to give me were terrible. They used to be dog shit, but now I don't know. There's been a shift. Maybe the algorithm all of a sudden understands the type of drawing tutorials that I want to see, perhaps. Not 100% sure, but I've been recommending some pretty good ones with some solid advice, as well as giving like drills, I guess you might call them, for exercises, I guess, to in general improve your drawing skills and your line work. And I tend to have not very good line work, so just helpful stuff. Some of them I do wonder if they're even legit or if people are just making shit up, right? Where they're like, oh, draw a line like this every day for 30 days and you'll get better at drawing everything. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know. I don't know how legit actually is this. It's getting like getting sus over here. Like there was this one that I watched recently. Maybe I can. YouTube shorts are a little bit weird, but let me get. Oh yeah, I gotta re-share my screen. I got so many tabs open. There we go. What do you think, huh? What do you think about this one? Drawing exercises.
Exercises to train your hand.
What is that? Huh? What's going on here? You think this is going to help me? Now, to be fair, the idea is like you're going like downward with these little spiral shapes, right? And you can also go upward with them. And, you're in a way, I kind of get it. It's like directional and flow. Maybe it's supposed to help you with your penmanship because of that. I tried doing something. I gotta admit, it was kind of harder than it looked. I didn't bring the paper up with me, but I was doing them this morning. And as I was doing them, I'm like, oh my God, I'm retarded. I didn't even notice how retarded I was. I can't draw the squiggly line. I must be stupid. But after a while, I got the flow of things. And I guess maybe that's the idea of how it helps you as a warm up. It gets you into the flow of things and like controlling where your hands going, I guess. So I can sort of understand the legitimacy of that one. This one, once again, I guess I get it. It's like practicing hatching and keeping your lines at an equal distance. This one is the box, right? Yeah, this one is the most confusing for me. I don't understand this one at all. So, right, box divided by 3 parts, and then you draw a box in the box, and then you divide it again, and then draw another box in the box, and then you do that a bunch of times. What's that gonna do? How does that help me? I don't get that one. It looks aesthetically pleasing, but is it actually gonna help? What is it doing? What is it doing to my brain? Helps with their perspective? Is it though? Is it a perspective thing? Because the next exercise is actually a perspective exercise. It's this one. So the cutted boxes. I've heard about people recommending drawing a box in perspective and then like cutting shapes out of it. That is a real exercise to help you with drawing like buildings and stuff, right? The way that she does it is a little bit weird because it doesn't actually like she draws these like ovals and like puts a lot. It looks like little beans. Like she puts little beans on her box. I don't think you're supposed to do it that way. It doesn't look like she actually cut a shape into the box at all. It just looks like she put little coffee bean designs on the box. But that is a real exercise. What she is trying to do is a real thing. The only one of these that I don't get is this one. I don't get this one at all. What's that supposed to do for me? But everything else, I'm like, yeah, okay, that could be legit. I could see that being a thing. But yeah, I'd like to do some of those types of like art exercises every morning. And maybe I don't know. I like posting the quick poses because I feel like maybe it's a type of technique that you can appreciate looking at more. When it comes to artists posting online, I think a lot of artists fall under this pattern of always posting the most finished, most polished version of their work, and then maybe posting a speed paint and, making these very nice illustrations, but not really showing the gritty part of art, which is like practicing and technique and all the stuff that goes behind the finished product that you're actually showing, the end product of all your hard work. And because of that, I think a lot of people, maybe because they're just seeing the finished product and not all the work that went behind it, they come away from that thinking that there's no practice that's involved, which is very silly, of course. But people don't really understand what the practice actually looks like. They don't really have this full grasp of it. And I don't think they're very motivated to do this type of brunt work because they don't see other people doing it. And maybe that gives them this impression that other people aren't doing this type of stuff because they don't see it. And So for me, I do find it to be kind of motivating when I see other artists out there posting these different types of practices that they're doing. When it comes to like experimenting with this new technique in color, or doing these value studies, or shadow studies, or the quick posts like I've been posting online. I think that that's something valuable for artists to post, but I think it's something that not a lot of artists out there want to post because it's not pretty and it's not going to get a ton of likes. But I do think it's good for the art community in general. I think it's good for all of us mentally to see what's getting put in to make your art this pretty masterpiece that gets a ton of likes. You know what I mean? Because a lot of artists I know who are genuinely very good artists, they never stop practicing. They never stop with doing these types of exercises or looking for reference or like just busting out all these different practice sketches and drawing everything under the sun, listening to all these tutorials, right? They never stop growing. They never just reach some point in life where they're like, okay, I'm done practicing. I'm just a master now. A lot of artists I know just that doesn't happen. They're just always trying to be better, which I think is in general a good thing. I think it keeps an artist consistent and it keeps them elevated. But a lot of people don't see that. And so they just assume it's magic. It must be some sort of magic that they're this good. Or they must have stopped practicing. Or, you know, they must just be born super good at art. You know? So I think it is good for the art community in general to get posts out there that are like this. But yeah, it's my general thoughts anyway. We're past the ending of Friday with Dannphan, but I did want to mention just that last bit, which is good. Another thing, obviously, I want to work on for the next year is Reaper Book 3. Hell yeah. Reaper Book 3. Those are my main resolutions for the next year. I know it's not New Year's yet, but I'm starting early with the resolutions because I'm an overachiever. So that's what I want. I want to collaborate with more independent creators. I want to get better at art. And I want to write Reaper Book 3. And I will be done Reaper Book 2. My goal is by February of next year, I will have it ready, at the very least, ready for beta readers. But yeah, then it's really just a matter of getting everything printed, getting all of the tiers printed, and to my house so that I can send it to your house, and then we'll be rocking, right? So, thank you everybody for watching another fantastic Friday with Dannphan. It's been good talking to you guys. You know, we went over a lot of fun stuff and talked about a lot of fun stuff, and I had fun. So, hopefully I'll see you again next Friday coming up. And yeah, take time to enjoy the Christmas season. Don't doom post or fill up with all the doomer stuff out there. Like, relax, guys. Enjoy the happiest time of the year. Go watch some Christmas movies. Go look at pretty art and enjoy the Christmas lights, right? Just go have fun. Have some hot cocoa. Treat yourself. Anyway, good night, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.